In this video, I'm going to show how you can easily manage your Quicken budget in an Excel spreadsheet tool called Managing My Money. This is a free zero-based budgeting workbook. If you click the link above, it'll take you to a different YouTube video that will show how you can download the tool. Caveat here is that this workbook requires the Windows operating system and requires that you have a local version of Microsoft Excel, i.e. Microsoft 365. So let's get going. What we're looking at here is the home screen of the workbook when you first launch it, right? So because it's a zero-based budget, it requires an income plan and then, of course, your budget, which is called here an expense plan. So we're going to put in a dummy income plan, and then we'll import our expense plan, i.e. our budget from Quicken. So we'll go to the income plan sheet. I'm going to put in here called demo income. And for this video, we want it to be approximately $100,000 because that's a nice round number. So I'll put that there. Now we're going to go to the expense plan sheet. This sheet is where you would put your budget in. In our case, we're going ahead and click the button that says import Quicken categories and or budget, right? So I'll click that one. Well, it'll open this screen, which is the Quicken budget import sheet. Everything I'm talking about on this video is essentially noted in the middle section here, these 12 instructions. So we'll just go over these one by one. The first button says the first instruction says you click this button. In case there's anything already in the sheet from a previous import, it'll clear it. We don't need to do that. There's nothing in here. The second thing in this second section here, you just go to your Quicken, open Quicken, you run the current budget report. You set it to be a yearly report on a monthly interval. So basically that gives you your budget every month from January through December. So you run that budget, and then on the top on the Quicken ribbon bar, you're going to see an export option. You click that, and then you'll see this icon, which is copy to clipboard. Okay, once you've clicked that copy to clipboard, then in this, you come back to this workbook and you click on this highlighted yellow cell that says paste, and then you'll just hit Control V. Okay, there we go. So once you do that, all of the data from your Quicken budget is now in here. Now, of course, for me, for this video, this is demo data, not real. But now what you do is after you've put it in here, you hit the preview button. What the preview button will do is it will go through and show you all of the expenses. You'll see in green it says new add, and it'll at the top it'll say it's going to add 57 expenses to your expense plan. So you click the button that says add categories. It'll ask you, you sure you want to add? Say yes. And then it's going to come up with one more check. You say yes again, and they're added. So in order to check, if at the bottom you'll see that if you go back to the expense plan, you'll see that now all of your expenses have been added, right? You can sort them by expense name, clicking on the top, or you can sort them by group. If you click on the second column on the top, you'll see that they're auto, household, housing, etc. Right? So but the only thing it's done to this point is added the expense categories. Now we still need to add the actual budget, which are the values that you're going to do for every month. Now, this is where there's a little bit of work to do before you import the budget from values from Quicken. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and set for each of the categories that are added. Before you go back and import the budget, you're going to set the expense type. Now, let me show you this expense type. There are three. There's monthly fixed, monthly variable, and annual. Let's just do three of these and then I'll just paste in the rest. Okay, just so you get an idea. A monthly fixed are those expenses that you have every single month and you can't change the amount. It's just there. An example might be an auto car payment. So auto car payment is you do it every month and it's the same amount every month. Another one might be a Netflix account, or in this case, an Audible. So my Audible account here, it's a monthly fixed. It comes in every month and it's always the same. Yes, I can cancel it, but that's a different thing. Canceling it means, this is actually an optional expense. I can get rid of at some point if I don't want to. So the flag is optional. You can set that flag and just mark it as an optional. My car payment is also monthly fixed, but it's not optional. I have to make my car payment, right? Now let's look for a monthly variable. I'll give you an example here. An easy one is groceries. Groceries, monthly variable are those expenses which are, um, they happen every single month, but you get to control how much you have a handle to manage how much money is spent. So an example would be groceries. You can manage how much is spent. Now let's look at annual expense type. Annual expense types are those expenses which are they don't happen every single month, right? An example might be medical bills, right? Or in this case, item number 6, clothing. You don't buy clothing every single month, but you do need to budget to have clothing expenses throughout the year. So that would be an example of an annual. So you'll go down and you'll pick for all of these items the expense type and then the optional. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, for the purpose of this video, I am going to go ahead and paste in the expense type. Okay, so the expense types are either annual, monthly fixed, or monthly variable, and now they're all in. As I mentioned, you can also go through and set up the is optional flag. Okay, once that is done, you'll notice that the values in the annual spend, the monthly spend, and in fact, if you click to show the details here, there's nothing. It's all empty. It's all zeros or empty. Okay, but now what we're going to do, now that you've set the expense type, we're going to go back to the import Quicken sheet. So you click that again, and we're going to click the last button, which is import the budget. So we'll click that. We'll say yes. Now what it's going to do is going to go ahead and comb through the Quicken budget for every category for every month, and it's going to populate your expense plan sheet with your expenses. So give it about 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Budget import complete. Okay. Um, so now one thing that you'll notice here, if you click to show the details, you can see that it's populated your budget January through December for all of your expenses. And that is basically it. That is how you can import your budget into this tool in just a few clicks. Very simple, very easy. Now that enables other features, and there's different videos, so we're not going to go over them here, right? There's different videos that talk about these things, but I just want to give you a preview of the kinds of things that this enables you to do. You'll see the remaining income. After importing my budget, it's looked at my $100,000 that approximately that I had, and it said, hey, you have $822 of unallocated income. So I can now go into my budget and allocate those funds. Every dollar is allocated to a category. So for example, if I were to say, I see the dentist here is at 0, I can say $822 towards dentist, and that will go away to 0. Okay, so the budget here enables you to confirm that your all of the income coming in is assigned a budget category. Now the manage month panel enables you to manage your monthly fixed and your monthly variable. So if you click manage month, the first time you come in, there's not going to be anything populated here. So what you'll need to do is to click fill amount from transactions. Now we don't yet have any transactions in here. Importing your transactions from Quicken into this sheet is easier than importing the budget. So basically, you can transfer all your transactions in here and keep up to date and manage against the budget what your spend is. Typically, for the managing month, it's going to be approximately weekly, right? So you'll see that in the middle section here are the monthly variable, and that's because these expenses are the ones that you have a handle to change. And so I won't go through the process here, but it's a very powerful tool in how you can manage this. The one on the right are your monthly fixed, and they're broken into two kinds. There's the monthly fixed that are non-optional. These are non-cancelable. These ones you have to pay. And then there's the monthly fixed that are optional. These are, for example, subscriptions or things that you can remove. This is just they're off to the side because you're not really managing them and you don't want to put your focus on them, right? That's an advantage that this tool does. Is it allows you to focus on managing what matters, what you can control. But it reminds you that there are things here that the money is allocated for, and some things that if you really need to to tighten your belt on certain things. It reminds you of things that you can cancel. So, and by the way, your annual expenses are not managed on this sheet. They're managed on a separate one, which is called Manage Year. So let's click that. Again, there's a video that shows how to work with the Manage Month sheet. And there's also a separate video that shows on how you work with the Manage Year sheet. Okay, so it comes in here with all of your annual expenses. You'll notice here none of your monthly ones are on here because they're managed in a separate tab. Now, how you use this is a whole different video, but I just wanted to show you that there are some really strong capabilities in this tool that Quicken just does not provide. And using it in conjunction with Quicken is easy. You can pull the Quicken data into here directly, and you can either use the categories that were in you did in Quicken. If you did the work to categorize them in Quicken, you can just port them over here pre-categorized, right? Um, and if you did not categorize them in Quicken, then there's tools in here to make categorization much more easier than it is in Quicken. Well, this is the end of the demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Those of you who are Quicken users and really want to up your game in terms of managing your budget, take a look at this tool. It's free to use. I am just kind of giving to the community. And you'll see that in the first video that I had linked on how this tool came to be and why I'm making it free available to everybody who would like to use it. All right. Well, you have a great day. Thanks.